kitchen tonight, and before I go to bed I'm going to make up some sourdough bread. And I have my Potato Flake Sourdough Starter that I fed, ready to make bread with. And it makes 2 loaves, but I'm going to make one of the loaves as a oatmeal raisin cinnamon bread, and the other loaf will be the standard sourdough bread. So I want to put you down here so you can see what I'm doing. So in both bowls I have put the standard ingredients that you make the bread with, and that's with the sugar, salt, the oil, water, and the starter. And then all I have to add to this one, it's going to be the standard sourdough, and all I have to do is add 3 cups of bread flour to this one. But to this one I'm going to add some brown sugar. I've already put the brown sugar in here with it. And so now I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of raisins and let them soak in that liquid and plump up. I'm going to add a heaping teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/2 cup of oatmeal. And give it a good stir. And you can see the rich dark color that it's making now. So I'm going to add 3 cups of Pillsbury bread flour is what I like to use. And I sifted 3 cups in this bowl. Get another spoon. And you always use a wooden spoon or a plastic spoon. You never use metal when you make this bread. So I'm just going to stir this up. And the same with the bowl. You never use a metal bowl. Use plastic or glass. And that's made a good dough ball here. So I'm going to let that set there a minute. And then I'm going to add 3 cups of the same flour to this bowl. And here it goes in. Stir this one up. And that's made a nice ball. So I'm going to stop here, wash my hands good, and come back and knead this for a little bit in the bowl. All I'm going to do to that one, set it aside. Let me wash my hands again. I'm going to cover these with a kitchen towel and let them proof overnight. Okay, since we have that part done and I've got it covered and rising here on the top of my stove, and we leave that slide on at night, and it should double in size overnight. Okay, the bread has risen overnight and I'm ready to punch it down and put it into my greased pans for the second rise. This one is the oatmeal raisin. I'm just going to punch it down here in the bowl, fold it over, roll it up, take it out. That's going to be delicious, y'all. And just press it down into the pan. That's what it looks like. So I set it aside, pull out of the way. And next is just the standard sourdough bread. Punch that down. Oh, this is going to be good too. I can tell by the way it feels. Okay. Place that in the pan. Press it in there till it fills it up evenly. That's how that looks. Now, I'm going to put the dished cloths back over them and let them rise throughout the day, and then we'll bake it. Okay, our bread has risen all day, and it's time for the third step, and that is to bake it. So we'll take the cover off of this one. Look how pretty it has risen to the top of the loaf. I'm going to take some whole milk and put on top. Then I'm going to sprinkle it with cinnamon sugar. And I keep some made up in just an old spice jar. And I'm going to sprinkle that real good over the top. Okay, that's good. Now, the second one has risen to the top of the pan, and I'm not going to do anything with this but put it in the oven. So I've got the oven preheated at 350, and I'll bake these for 30 minutes. Okay, the bread is baked out of the oven and out of the pan. Okay, let's try the sourdough bread. I'll cut it in a piece off here. Want me to get some butter to put on it?
You got an abundance of bread.
You know, you want to lay that one down and try this one, or you want to eat it all?
Okay, that looks right there.
Show you how this. It cut nice and smooth. You can't beat just good old plain sourdough bread. I want better on it though. We like the yogurt butter from Will & Brown. It's easy to spread. Guys, get you a sourdough starter and start making your own bread. You can't beat it. It is such a beautiful morning. The temperature is about 60 degrees right now. And I love hearing the birds sing in the morning. Oregano has just gone crazy. And it's starting to form some buds. So I need to get that trimmed and dry some, cut it way back. My lemon balm is growing good. And the dill is making it. Do you remember me doing the video on how it was half dead when I bought it? It's not very full, but it's growing. My parsley down at the end. And my Cuban oregano or Puerto Rican oregano, whichever one you want to call it, in the pot is doing really good. I just wish you could smell it. It has a lemony flavor to it. I stuck the blue jay feather I found in the pot. I actually put a few leaves in a salad dressing that I make, and it was delicious. Yesterday, I got up early and went to 2 estate sales nearby. And I bought a few things. From one of the estate sales, I bought this little flower planter that's a bicycle. I just thought it was so cute with that little bird sitting on the front of it. I think I paid $5 for that. And at the other estate sale, I bought a couple of garden tools that I really like. They're old, and I've already put them up down at the garden shed, but when I go down there, I'll show them to you. Here's one of the tools that I got at the estate sale yesterday for $2. This will really come in handy for many different things. And then a little narrow hoe. Can you see that? Just a narrow little hoe. Good morning. It's June the 19th on Monday, and we've already had a light shower this morning. So we've got about an 80 or 90% chance of rain. I'll be there, Nico. But while we've had a break in the rain, I wanted to come out because I know I've got some zucchini ready to pick, and it's my first picking of the season out of these 4 plants of squash that I planted. And really, a couple of them should have picked yesterday, but I just didn't want to pick on Sunday. So here I am. Joe just came back from the barn this morning from turning the horses out to pasture and letting the cat out for the day. Everybody okay down there, honey?
Yeah, everybody looks like it's in great shape.
Okay. So for breakfast, he's wanting a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Correct.
Okay, so I made him biscuits and gravy yesterday, and he's got 2 biscuits left over. And since I started putting cheese in the biscuit, that's the way he wants his biscuits now. So it don't even matter if you're making biscuits and gravy. He still wants the cheese in the biscuit.
You spoiled me.
So I've got a piece of sausage warming up. And this is the canned sausage from Tony Slaughter Farms. That's delicious. It comes in 5-pound bags, and I go ahead and fry it up and put it in the can and seal it, and it tastes like it's just fresh. So the sourdough bread I shared with a friend from church, so I took her half of each loaf. So this morning I'm going to cut a piece of the oatmeal raisin bread and toast it for a breakfast snack. Okay, I have my piece of bread toasted and it's good and hot. I'm going to spread some butter over it. Yummy. And to go with it, I'm going to have some of my ginger lemon water kefir. So good, y'all, and so good for you. Okay, time to taste it. So good. That good sourdough taste. And a bite of cinnamon. And get a raisin in there that pops in your mouth. I took a bite off the bottom. Now I'm going to take a bite off the top. That has that good cinnamon sugar crust on it. Oh, it's so good. My friend texted me last night that she had some of this last night before she went to bed. And she toasted it, and it was delicious for her too. So I'm glad she's enjoying it. And I hope you all have a blessed day. Spend time in the Word and keep walking in the light, for He is the light. Okay?